24/7. Congratulations to all of you guys for such a wonderful competition portion of our weekend here in Atlanta. Yes, everyone who danced tonight was so wonderful. And yeah, just thank you guys for being here. Really awesome job. Yeah, I know it's super late and you guys want to get to bed. So I'm going to kind of start with our Adjudicated Awards, and then I'm going to move on to our High Point by Age Division for our teen groups, and then our High Point by Performance Division for our teen groups, and then our Teen Group 11 o'clock numbers. I just want to also make a point of this, studio owners and teachers. I forgot to mention this in the past couple awards. You can pick up all of these awards that I've been announcing the past couple days. You can pick up all of them in your studio awards box at our registration desk tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. So that's your studio awards box at our registration desk outside tomorrow, Sunday at 5 p.m. All right, we started this afternoon off with number 542 from Upstate Carolina Dance Center. Discord receives a Stop the Clock award. Number 543 from Heather Wayne's Dance Company, Play That Sax, receives a high gold. 544 from North Georgia Dance and Music Factory, Let's Be Bad, receives a high gold. 545 from Studio Powers, The Greatest Medley Ever Told, receives a high gold. 546 from The Warehouse, Dreams, receives a high gold. 547 from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, Shake, receives a Stop the Clock award. 548 from Heather Wayne's Dance Company, Escapade, receives a high gold. 549 from Studio Powers, Holy Fire, receives a high gold. 550 from North Georgia Dance and Music Factory, Don't Rain on My Parade, receives a high gold. 551 from The Warehouse, Deep Blue Sea, receives a high gold. 552 from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, Body Language, receives a high gold. 553 from Heather Wayne's Dance Company, Good Goodbye, receives a high gold. 554 from Studio Powers, Area 51, receives a high gold. 555 from North Georgia Dance and Music Factory, When, receives a gold. 556 from The Warehouse, Dream State, receives a high gold. 557 from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, Slack Job, receives a Stop the Clock award. 558 from Heather Wayne's Dance Company, We're All in This Together, receives a high gold. 559 from North Georgia Dance and Music Factory, Faith, receives a gold. 560 from Studio Powers, Black, receives a Stop the Clock award. 561 from The Warehouse, Fitter, Happier, receives a high gold. 562 from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, He's a Dream, receives a Stop the Clock award. 563 from Heather Wayne's Dance Company, Take It Easy, receives a high gold. 564 from North Georgia Dance and Music Factory, Nails, Hair, Hips, Heels, receives a gold. 565 from Studio Powers, Knopfage, receives a high gold. 566 from The Warehouse, Changes, receives a Stop the Clock award. 567 from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, Dancing After Death, receives a Stop the Clock award. 568 from Heather Wayne's Dance Company, Too Darn Hot, receives a high gold. 569 from North Georgia Dance and Music, Tap Dap, receives a high gold. 570 from The Warehouse, Lime in the Coconut, receives a high gold. 571 from Studio Powers, Stand Up, receives a Stop the Clock award. 572 from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, Out of the Woods, receives a Stop the Clock award. 573 from Heather Wayne's Dance Company, Dress, receives a high gold. 574 from The Warehouse, Dance Off, receives a high gold. 575 from North Georgia Dance and Music Factory, Burlesque, receives a high gold. 576 from Studio Powers, Apple Tree, receives a high gold. 577 from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, Southern Hospitality, receives a Stop the Clock award. 578 from The Warehouse, Gun, receives a high gold. 579 from the Southern Strut, The Wave, receives a Stop the Clock award. 580 from Fusion Dance Company, Stand Up, receives a high gold. 581 from Great Gig Dance Co., You Can't Stop the Girl, receives a high gold. 582 from West Main Studios, I Want to Dance with Somebody, receives a gold. 583 from the Southern Strut, Kick It, receives a Stop the Clock award. 584 from Studio 413, Social Media Overload, receives a Stop the Clock award. 585 from Okanee Youth School of Performance, I Have Nothing, receives a high gold. 586 from Fusion Dance Company, On Broadway, receives a high gold. 587 from West Main Studios, Us, receives a high gold. 588 from Great Gig Dance Co., Build It Up, receives a high gold. 589 from the Southern Strut, XR2, receives a Stop the Clock award. 590 from Studio 413, Hold On Tight, receives a Stop the Clock award. 591 from West Main Studios, I Will Follow You, receives a high gold. 592 from Okanee Youth School of Performance, Hide and Seek, receives a high gold. 593 from the Southern Strut, Gold Watch, receives a Stop the Clock award. 594 from Studio 413, Ready or Not, receives a Stop the Clock award. 595 from West Main Studios, ER, receives a high gold. 596 from Okanee Youth School of Performance, The Great Escape, receives a high gold. 597 from Fusion Dance Company, Can You Hear Me, receives a gold. 598 from the Southern Strut, It's Temporary, receives a high gold. 599 from West Main Studios, Learning to Fly, receives a high gold. 600 from Okanee Youth School of Performance, Suit and Jacket, receives a high gold. 601 from Studio 413, Body Language, receives a Stop the Clock award. 602 from the Southern Strut, Pound Sterling, receives a Stop the Clock award. 603 from West Main Studios, Bits and Pieces, receives a high gold. 604 from Oakland AU School of Performance, All My Friends receives a high gold. 605 from Fusion Dance Company, Ting Ting receives a high gold. 606 from the Southern Strut, Book of Love receives a Stop the Clock award. 607 from West Main Studios, Shake Your Groove Thing receives a high gold. 608 from Studio 413, No One receives a Stop the Clock award. 609 from Oakland AU School of Performance, Pop and Party receives a high gold. 610 from the Southern Strut, Little Bird receives a high gold. 611 from West Main Studios, Bills receives a high gold. 612 from Great Gig Dance Co., Black Horse and the Cherry Tree receives a high gold. 613 from Fusion Dance Company, Gravity receives a high gold. 614 from the Southern Strut, Beetlejuice receives a Stop the Clock award. 615 from Rhythm Dance Center, L'Hiver receives a Stop the Clock award. 616 from Rhythm Dance Center, Shaken Lung receives a high gold. 617 from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, This Particular Dream receives a Stop the Clock award. 618 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Sax receives a high gold. 619 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Sense of Touch receives a high gold. 620 from Rhythm Dance Center, Bounce receives a Stop the Clock award. 621 from Variations Dance Studio, Through the Cracks receives a high gold. 622 from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, Embrace the World receives a Stop the Clock award. 623 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Angel from Montgomery receives a high gold. 625 from Variations Dance Studio, Static receives a high gold. 626 from Variations Dance Studio, Breathe In, Breathe Out receives a high gold. 627 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, I Hope My Life receives a Stop the Clock award. 628 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Oceans receives a high gold. 629 from Rhythm Dance Center, Rock Your Body receives a Stop the Clock award. 630 from Variations Dance Studio, Rhythm and Rush receives a high gold. 631 from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, Drumline receives a high gold. 632 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Wooden Hymnal in C receives a Stop the Clock award. 633 from Rhythm Dance Center, Groundhog Day receives a Stop the Clock award. 634 from Variations Dance Studio, Constellations receives a high gold. 635 from Malalia Academy, Hurting You receives a Stop the Clock award. 636 from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, Tokyo Drift receives a Stop the Clock award. 637 from Rhythm Dance Center, Running Through My Mind receives a high gold. 638 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Hip Hip Chin Chin receives a Stop the Clock award. 639 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Are You That Somebody receives a Stop the Clock award. 640 from Variations Dance Studio, Burn With Me receives a high gold. 641 from Malalia Academy, Close Up receives a Stop the Clock award. 642 from Rhythm Dance Center, Into the Fun Known receives a Stop the Clock award. 643 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Sway receives a high gold. 644 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Angels receives a Stop the Clock award. 645 from Malalia Academy, The Runway receives a Stop the Clock award. 646 from Rhythm Dance Center, Awake My Soul receives a Stop the Clock award. 647 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Inhale Exhale receives a high gold. 648 from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, Work receives a Stop the Clock award. 649 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Exonerated receives a Stop the Clock award. 650 from Rhythm Dance Center, Born to Be Alive receives a Stop the Clock award. 651 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Love No More receives a high gold. 652 from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, Midnight Street receives a Stop the Clock award. 653 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Bay to the A receives a Stop the Clock award. 654 from Rhythm Dance Center, Hook receives a Stop the Clock award. 655 from Malalia Academy, In the Air receives a high gold. 656 from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, Lay Them Before Me receives a Stop the Clock award. 657 from Gretchen Green School of Dance, Bohemian Rhapsody receives a high gold. And last but certainly not least, number 658 from Rhythm Dance Center, Earthquake receives a Stop the Clock award. Awesome, awesome job, you guys. That's going to wrap up our Adjudicated Awards. I'm just going to go grab our papers for our high score by age division and performance division, and I'll be right back with you guys. We have our top 3 teen groups. In third overall, from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Shaken Lung. In second overall, from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's He's a Dream. And we have a 4-way tie for first overall teen group. First up in first, from Gretchen Green School of Dance, it's Wooden Hymnal in C. Also in first, from Studio 413, it's Social Media Overload. Another first overall coming to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Slackjaw. And rounding out first overall for our teen groups from Malalia Academy, it's Close Up. Moving on to our teen line top 3. Third overall teen line comes to us from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's Midnight Street. Second overall teen line comes to us from Studio 413, it's Hold On Tight. And your first overall teen line comes to us from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's Lay Them Before Me. Moving on to teen extended line top 3, we have a 2-way tie for third overall teen extended line. First up in third from the Southern Strut, it's XR2. Also in third overall teen extended line from Dance Makers of Atlanta, it's Angels. We have a 2-way tie for second overall. First up in second, from the Southern Strut, it's The Wave. And also in second overall, from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Earthquake. Which means your first overall teen extended line comes to us from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's Work. Moving on to teen production, top three. Third overall teen production comes to us from Dance Makers of Atlanta. It's Bay to the A. Second overall teen production comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center. It's Southern Hospitality, which means your first overall teen production comes to us from Dance Makers of Atlanta. It's Exonerated. Congratulations, teens, for your high point by age division. We are now moving on to our high point by performance division for the teens. So we have a third overall teen contemporary coming to us from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory. It's Embrace the World. A second overall teen contemporary coming to us from Studio 413. It's Hold On Tight. And your first overall teen contemporary comes to us from Dance Makers of Atlanta. It's Exonerated. Third overall teen hip hop comes to us from Upstate Carolina Dance Center. It's Southern Hospitality. Two-way tie for second overall hip hop. First up in second from the Southern Strut, it's The Wave. And also in second overall teen hip hop from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Earthquake, which means your first overall teen hip hop comes to us from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory. It's Work. Third overall teen jazz, we have a two-way tie for third overall teen jazz. First up in third from the Southern Strut, it's Kick It. Also in third overall teen jazz from Studio 413, it's Body Language. Second overall teen jazz, standing alone in second from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Shake. And a two-way tie for first overall teen jazz. First up in first from Dance Makers of Atlanta, it's I Hope My Life. And also in first overall teen jazz from the Southern Strut, it's XR2. Third overall teen lyrical coming to us from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's This Particular Dream. Second overall teen lyrical comes to us from Dance Makers of Atlanta, it's Angels. And your first overall teen lyrical comes to us from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's Midnight Street. We have a third overall teen musical theater coming to us from Heather Wayne's dance company, it's Too Darn Hot. Second overall teen musical theater comes to us from the Southern Strut, it's Beetlejuice. And your first overall teen musical theater comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Groundhog Day. Third overall teen specialty, we have a two-way tie for third overall. First up in third from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Born to Be Alive. And also in third overall teen specialty from Gretchen Green School of Dance, it's Hip Hip Chin Chin. Second overall teen specialty, standing alone in second from the Southern Strut, it's Book of Love, which means your first overall teen specialty comes to us from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's Lay Them Before Me. We have a three-way tie for third overall teen tap. First up in third for teen tap from the Southern Strut, it's Gold Watch. Also in third overall teen tap from Studio 413, it's No One. And rounding out third overall teen tap from Gretchen Green's Dance, it's Wooden Hymnal in C. Second overall teen tap, standing alone in second from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Hook. And your first overall teen tap comes to us from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Rock Your Body. We also have a top two for our teen acro. Second overall teen acro comes to us from Studio Powers. It's Area 51, which means your first overall teen acro comes to us from Gretchen Green School of Dance. It's Oceans. Awesome, awesome job. Congratulations, you guys. That's going to round out our high point by performance division for our teen groups. Now just give me about 30 seconds while I go grab our 11 o'clock numbers and our studio showcase. Last couple things we have to get to, yes, our 11 o'clock numbers in the teen division. Now, these 11 o'clock numbers are not necessarily the highest scoring routines from the weekend, just the routines that the judges felt best represented each age division. So we have, I believe, 11 o'clock numbers in the teen division, yes, in no particular order. First up, from the Southern Strut, it's The Wave. From Gretchen Green School of Dance, it's Hip Hip Chin Chin. From Dance Makers of Atlanta, it's Exonerated. From Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's Lay Them Before Me. From Okanee Youth School of Performance, it's Pop and Party. From The Warehouse, it's Changes. From Studio Powers, it's Stand Up. From Mullally Academy, it's Close Up. From Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Southern Hospitality. From Studio 413, it's Hold On Tight. And from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Earthquake. Congratulations, teen 11 o'clock numbers. Awesome, awesome job. And now our last order of business is our Studio Showcase Award. So again, not necessarily the highest scoring routines from the weekend, I guess I should say, but just the routines that the judges felt best represented each studio who's eligible for this award. And in order to be eligible for a Studio Showcase Award, you must have registered at least 7 group routines, yes? So we have a bunch of studios that are eligible for this award. So much talent here in Atlanta, so no particular order. Bear with me here, there's a few of us. Studio Showcase from Mullally Academy, it's Close Up. Our Studio Showcase from West Main Studios, it's ER. Studio Showcase from Variations Dance Studio, Through the Cracks. Studio Showcase from Upstate Carolina Dance Center, it's Exile. Studio Showcase from The Warehouse, it's Changes. Our Studio Showcase from the Southern Strut, it's Charlie Boy. Our Studio Showcase from Studio Powers is Stand Up. Studio Showcase from Studio 413 is Rumors. The Studio Showcase from Rhythm Dance Center is Earthquake. Studio Showcase from Okanee Youth School of Performance is Pop and Party. Studio Showcase from North Georgia Dance and Music Factory is Tap Dat. Studio Showcase from Heather Wayne's Dance Company is Old Skin. There's a studio showcase from Gretchen Green School of Dance, and it's Hip Hip Chin Chin. Studio showcase from Great Gig Dance Co. is I'd Love to Change the World. Studio showcase from Dance Makers of Atlanta is Exonerated. And last but certainly not least, our studio showcase from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory is The Reception. Congratulations to you guys, all of you. Wonderful, wonderful job today and the past 3 days. Just such exceptional talent here in Atlanta, so I can't thank you guys enough for being here with us and sharing all of your wonderful talent with us and the judges. We will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning for mini solos. Yay, who's excited? Have a great night. We will see you guys then.